If you're not winning, you're worthless. Not that I would know.
Some call me a princess, and others call me a queen of confrontation.
Boy.
Well, this week at book club, things didn't really, go as planned, per se.
Don't do that. So, how was Jeremy's bar mitzvah?
Well, for the most part, it was successful. Everyone seemed to have a good time, but let me tell you, the caterer totally messed up the salad dressing. Way too tangy.
Yeah.
But let's get to why we're really here, right? So, how'd you like the last chapter?
Yeah.
Did you even read it? Did you even read the damn book? God, you know what? I knew it. Going into this book club with you was the worst idea we've ever had. It really bothers me that she doesn't read this chapter. It's really important. It's about the Age of Enlightenment at the same time as Voltaire and all those other really cool names. But what's we call it? He's really similar to the really big. What's the name of the big guy? The really big chubby guy.
Buddha?
Oh right, that's the Buddha. He's really similar to the Buddha.
Of course, I read the chapter. He's the most important of the empiricists. Sophie over here, in the book, was trying to rush off to Berkeley. But of course, we had to stop for this David Hume. David Hume was the most important empiricist philosopher of all time. He wasn't a Christian. He wasn't an atheist. He was agnostic.
Okay, so I'm sorry for accusing you, but let's just get on with it. So, he has this idea, the two different perceptions, the impressions and the ideas. I'm not really getting it fully. So the impressions are the immediate sensation.
And the ideas are what you recall later on.
Later on, right. So,
About
you're saying
impression.
we form this impression.
Correct.
And we combine a bunch of these things to form some kind of idea.
Complex idea.
A complex idea, okay. So then what's a simple idea? It's just a single impression recalled.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
So listen, now I'm really going to test you because I'm going to be honest, I'm real skeptical of you right now. If you read the book, you know. How did Hume feel about art?
How did David Hume feel about art? You think I know how David Hume felt about art? It's nowhere in these pages. It's not in the book.
Is she kidding?
Is she kidding me?
Yeah, I'm going to get it right now. Okay.
So yeah, I do actually know how David Hume felt about art. He felt that everyone viewed beauty in their own ways through the impressions, You had to see it, you had to sense it, you had to feel it. You gotta get your own feel for it, basically. It's aesthetic,
Blah, 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 blah. Is this woman kidding me? I know she didn't read the book. There's no way she would have known that. Because you know what? It's not in the pages. There's no way. She definitely looked up something. There's something going on in her head. I don't believe her. So anyway, right? So, Black Friday, 2014. I'm out there at the Michael Kors outlet, and I'm looking to get the new pair of boots I've been scoundreling around for. So I go up to the stand, and I look through every single line of, the boxes. They're stacked really nicely, but it's Black Friday, everything's messy. So I look, and the only size missing, right here, 8.5. So I go to an associate, and they swear to me there's none left in the store. But you know what? I went around to every associate in that store. And Angela, my angel, Angela, goes to the back, and she finds that pair of shoe. It was a miracle.
Well, sweetie, if you read the book, like I did, I got her. If she read the book, she would know that we can neither confirm nor deny the fact that miracles exist. We have yet to perceive them. Therefore, how do I know they're real? How does Hume know they're real? I know they're not real or not real because I read the book.
Alright, great, that's enough. But let's get down to, I really admire the fact that Hume doesn't focus on all these random philosophical questions that no one cares about. He gets down to the real business. He talks about kids, and I love my kids. My son's a doctor.
Pre-law.
Yeah, pre-law. Her son's pre-law. My son's a doctor. Anyway, they have this unconditional open-mindedness where they're not surprised by things that happen in the real world, which is great. So for example, I think he says this somewhere in the book. You look at when you go to a magic show with your kids, right? And for me, it's a great experience. You see things floating. That's not normal. That's not normal. But, it blows my mind. It's wonderful. My kids don't seem to enjoy it as much. They don't notice how crazy it is because they don't have this sense of these natural laws that they have to, no one can float. Because, for them, anything can float.
Yeah, and this reminds me of the analogy of the stone falling to the ground. Because when a stone falls, we pre-know that the stone is gonna fall to the ground because
it always goes right down. It goes right down.
The things we've experienced in the past, the stone falls off the table and it goes to the ground. It doesn't go up in the air. Nothing happens to it. It goes to the ground because that's what we know. The cause and effect.
Right, but you don't know if it's ever gonna really not fall to the ground because you don't know. The stone falls to the ground when you drop it, but you don't know. You've never experienced the always. The always.
Why does it fall to the ground?
Right.
Besides the laws of gravitation, why does it fall to the ground? And that's what Hume is concerned with.
Right.
She always has to slip in something about that boy Jeremy. Pre-med. At his bar mitzvah, she was talking about how he was going into pre-med. I don't care about what your son's doing. My son's pre-law. My son's got a nice girlfriend, and he's going to be doing big things, making her a 6-figure salary. Maybe more. So I took my son and his girlfriend to the city the other day to see a show.
Oh, that's cute. It's a great time of year for that.
Yeah, it was. Mm-hmm. And we were walking the streets, and some homeless man tapped me on the shoulder and asked me if he could have my sandwich. And I looked at him and I said, absolutely not. This is pastrami on rye. Are you out of your mind?
Well, why wouldn't you get
it? It was pastrami on rye. I got it from the deli down the street. I brought it with me on the subway.
He was homeless.
But it's my pastrami on rye. I paid $4.95 for that.
Yeah, but you can afford to go buy another one. You could have just given him the rest of the half of your sandwich.
I work hard for my pastrami and rye.
But he's a human being.
He doesn't work hard enough.
Well, he could be trying to work hard enough. Does the woman have a heart? You would never know. You seriously would never know. I mean, it's insulting to me, her lack of character. You don't have to go buy a Lamborghini for the homeless man on the street, but you could at least give him your sandwich. I mean, that's just common human courtesy. That's morals. That's how you feel. You gotta feel for other people. You're sentimental.
Now, don't get all emotional on me. I'm not talking about, our feelings here. I'm talking about the justification. This world is overpopulated as it is, and we don't need the people like that filling it up. That's not what we need. Can't believe she's getting all mushy-gushy with me again. My logic and reasoning was flawless. I'm a rational human being, and I'm taking the rational part over the feelings part. You know what I'm saying? Pertaining to the law of causation. This chicken. Every day, the farmer's wife walks over to him, and he knows that he's going to get fed. He's going to get a good meal. And then one day, he sees the farmer's wife, and he's expecting a feast. But what he gets is a hand around the neck, and he's dead. He's done. So explain that for the law of causation.
Right. You're talking about the empiricist from our own country, Bertrand Russell, aren't you? I knew it. See, these are the sort of things where we get these superstitions, these false causations, You see a black cat cross the street, what do you think? You better watch your back. That's exactly what you think.
You walk onto a ladder.
Exactly. You spill salt, you throw it over your other shoulder. But, where's the proof? Where's the proof that this is going to happen? It's just, this fallacy that we've created in our minds. It's absolutely disgusting. It's grotesque. The woman never stops talking. I can't get a word in. I have these brilliant ideas that go on in my head. My son, he's pre-med, so it makes sense that I have this brain that he inherits. But, I have so many things that I want to say, and she just doesn't let me. The woman, she just goes on and on. You know, and it was in that moment that I realized, you know, after all this fuss, the nail polish just really wasn't my color.
Just shut up! Just stop your talking! It's all I've heard all night! That's all I've heard all night! With this book, with your accusations, with little Jeremy. Enough!